Hey everybody, it's Vex. Okay, in today's video, I'm gonna try and get a lot done. Try and not get off topic too much. But I'm going to lead you through how to make a custom asset pack for Dungeondraft. It's a bit complicated, but I'm hoping I can make it a little easier for you. So I have Dungeondraft up, and if you go to, nope, not assets. If you go to menu and you go to package custom assets, it says, in order to create custom assets for Dungeondraft, you'll need to prepare a pack folder with the right structure. An example template unzips a pack folder with sample assets ready to package. Certain types of assets, like walls, need additional data to work properly. When the assets and folders are ready, you can use the fields below to select the pack folder and package for distribution or personal use. And there's a step-by-step guide, which brings up this. And we're going to set that aside for now because I'm going to lead you through it. And then it said there's an example template that they were talking about, which pops up, and it actually just takes you to your where Dungeondraft is installed, and there's a zip file that's already there. And you can extract this zip file, which I've already done, and it'll show you how things are supposed to be structured. So for now, we're going to go ahead and close Dungeondraft. And I already made my pack, but I'm going to update it. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this pack, as you can see right there. So here's our example one. Comes with a little preview PNG, which you see in Dungeondraft when you load a pack. And then it comes with the textures subfolder, and then all these have subfolders in them. Some of them have multiple subfolders. Then there's the data folder, and these have subfolders. Now, you can copy this and you could rename the example folder, and you can delete and replace whatever you want in here and use the example that way. That's the one way to do it. I made a copy of it and then I deleted stuff that I needed. Now this pack.json file it made when it created this pack. I'm gonna go ahead and delete it because it's gonna create it again. We don't need it right now. Now in my data folder, I got rid of, you'll notice there was tile sets and walls. I got rid of those because I'm not doing any tile sets and walls. Now I kept these folders, they're empty. Like all of these subfolders are empty. I'm not sure if I actually need them. I have everything in objects because I haven't done any custom lights or custom materials, custom paths, portals, terrain, walls, anything. I haven't done any of that yet. I've just been working with, oops, I just moved something. I'll just undo. Oh, I moved paths into patterns. I've just been doing objects, which if you watched my last video, you saw some of these. These are all objects from 2-minute tabletops that I have colored and then made colorable in Dungeondraft. I got the actual assets either from the 2-minute tabletop site, through the Patreon, or through just going to the Dungeondraft or the Dungeon Painter Studio folder, which is like this is my 2-minute tabletops. Like here's my Dungeon Painter Studio where it's installed, and I go to data, collections, 2-minute tabletops, objects, and I'm going to pull some stuff out of here, some more stuff to add to my pack over here, and we're going to make it so that it can be colorable so you can see how that process is done. So the important thing is not only the file structure and having the files where you want them, and they all have to be PNGs. It doesn't work with JPEGs or GIFs or anything like that. After you have them in the right place, there is another step which we'll get to, but it's in the data folder, this default Dungeondraft tags thing. In order to make things colorable, you have to have them tagged. And I'll lead you through that. There's a nice little process that makes it a little bit easier, I'm hoping, for you guys to do that. So let's go ahead, and we're going to go ahead and grab some more things that I want colorable. I'm going to grab some things out of my dungeon my dungeon builder set. Some of these rails. Sure, the stairs and the long stairs and these tiles. And then I want these thicker ones too, because I used some of them, and I in the last map, if you saw, and I was like, hey, it'd be nice to be able to recolor those. I don't think I want any of the other walls or stuff. I haven't worked with any of that. I might come back for that later. But I'm going to go ahead and copy these, and you'll notice it says copy. So copy those, but that's not all. There's more stuff I wanted to do. If I remember right, it was in the roads stuff. Let me just look in the camp stuff if there's anything that I wanted to recolor in here. I don't think so. Oh, you know what I do want to pull in, though, is the stuff from the carts and wagons, which it doesn't have to be colorable, but I just want them. And I may do this later, but I'll go ahead and show you a few of these, how you do this. So I'm going to call this canvas, because that's, oops, I don't want to rename it here. I still want it to work in, copy it over, then call it canvas. I still want it to work in Dungeon Painter Studio. Copy it over. It's called cargo barrel. And I'm pulling these names from what they're called in Dungeon Painter Studio. Cargo cage. I'm not going to do all of these because I want to keep the video short. Where did that one go? Should be under I for IMG. There it is. Cargo cage. I eventually want to get all of this stuff, though, most of it. So, and this one's cargo chest. And we'll get, yeah, those three is fine, just so you can see how that process works. And those are the uncolor. No, those aren't going to be colorable. I don't think there's anything in there. Okay, let me see. Was it City Streets? I can't see the images, so through the folder I need to. No, it wasn't City Streets, although I'll probably come back and get those textures later. I'll probably have those built as, I'm going to try and figure out how to build those as textures, though. It's like grass and roads, I think. Here we go. And I'll eventually come back and get all of these, but the ones I want specifically were these curbs. Okay, so that's wall curb 1. Copy that. Wall curb 1. I don't know why it's wall curb, but okay. Probably because you could use it as a wall if you wanted to. Wall curb 2. And surprisingly, wall curb 3. And you'll be amazed to know that this one is called wall curb 4. And that may have been all the ones I wanted. Was just those 4. I can come back and get the other ones later. For this video, that's good enough. Let's see. Was there anything else that I was like, hey, it'd be nice to have that recolorable? Not that I can think of. So we're gonna close this. There's our guide that they told us about, but we don't really need it right now. Okay, so let's see. All the ones that we're going to recolor, I'm just going to select them all. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. None of those. Okay, so I've got them all selected. And I've got Photoshop open. Let me pull that folder up again. Yeah. So we're just going to bring them all into Photoshop so they're all open. And yesterday, I actually made a new action, which recolors the stuff red and then saves it and closes it. I'm going to remake this, though. I'm going to go ahead and delete it. And we're going to make a new action. Now, it's recording macros in, say, GIMP or Krita is similar, but not exactly the same. So you might need to look up another video on how to do this in GIMP or Krita if that's what you're doing, if you're using. So we're going to call this recolor red, save, close. That's because that's what it's going to do. And I'm going to go ahead and bind it to F2 just to make it easy, because I'm going to tap F2 a number of times. Yeah. Okay, so it's already recording. So I'm going to go ahead and recolor it. Now there's a shortcut key to get to the hue saturation tool. It's Control U. I'm going to click colorize, and then that's pretty light, so I like to increase the saturation up. That might still be a little light. We'll go ahead and do. That's what I was using as default. I think it should be okay for saturation. Then we're gonna okay. Then we're gonna hit Control S, which saves it, and then I'm gonna click the close button, which closes it, and then I'm gonna hit stop, which stops the recording, and then I'm just gonna hit F2 on all of these, and it should recolor them, save them, and close them, which it appears to be doing, although you can't actually see it recoloring. But when I go back to my window, they're all recolored. Now, we may have to go back in and tweak some of those. We don't know. So, I'm going to go ahead and move this. So, this is my currently existing, that file that I was talking about, the one that's in data, the one that has the tags. This is the existing one. I'm going to show you what the example one looks like. Let me load it here. This is Notepad++, in case anyone's wondering. So this is the example one where they've got a barrel and a cauldron. And if I go into the textures under objects, there's your barrel, there's your cauldron, and the cauldron's got red in it. So they made the cauldron one red. And then it shows you how to make tags so that you can search for the items more easily in Dungeondraft. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna close this one. And actually, we're gonna delete all of my colorable stuff here. And all but one of these. And you'll see why. Okay, but we're gonna leave everything else existing there the way it is. So then we're gonna go into objects, and we're gonna right click up here and do copy address. And then we're gonna go to the command prompt. And first of all, I need to change to my D drive. Then I'm going to do CD for change directory. I'm going to paste that in there. So now I'm in that directory. And now I'm going to type in a strange command. I'm going to do dir, which means directory or listing. And then I'm going to do /b greater than objects.txt. Now what that did is it actually created a text file with all of our file names in there, which is kind of interesting. So now if I had a nice prefix in front of all these files, there would be an easy way to do this, but I need a quote in front of all of them to do this, right? So I'm just going to go through really quickly as I can and put a quote there. I don't know of another way to get a nice easy quote in front of all those. I was just trying to think of if there's a way to do find and replace with a carriage return, but I don't think you can in regular Notepad. I might be able to do it in Notepad++, but I'm not going to experiment with this video. I'm just going to go through and do it the way I know how to do it. Really quickly, I'm just hitting the down arrow, and the left arrow, and then Control V, because I copied that quote, because it's easier to do the quote with my left hand with a Control V rather than... Oh, and actually we can delete objects.txt. We don't want that one there, because objects.txt is now in that file, so it got listed in this file, which is interesting the way that the Windows process does that. It actually creates the file first and then makes the listing. just based on the, I don't know. I guess I would have programmed it to do the listing and then create the text file with those in it. But the command prompt is kind of like an MS-DOS simulator, which the core of Windows still runs on, I believe, but and it dates back to the time when memory was limited. People didn't have 32 gigs of RAM. They were lucky if they had 32 kilobytes of RAM. Okay, so we've got quote marks in front of all of those there, we're going to need quote marks and commas actually after each of those, but also we're going to need space in front of those. You don't need it, but like it looks nicer if everything's indented like this. So I'm going to copy that, and then I'm going to do edit, replace. I'm going to replace a regular quote with space quote and replace all. So that indented everything. Now I'm going to find and replace .png, which is the end of every one of those files, with .png quote comma. Replace all. And that just put a comma or a quote and a comma at the end of every one of those. Now this very last one, we don't need the comma, so I'm going to delete that. And then I'm going to go ahead and save this objects.txt in case we accidentally replace it. But we're going to go through here and we're going to copy it all. And then we're going to go here and paste. So now all of our objects should be tagged if we saved this, but none of them are colorable. So we're going to paste that again here under colorable, but not all of these objects are colorable. So we need to go through and canvas, cargo, cargo cage, cargo chest. Those ones need to be deleted because they aren't colorable, and it'll run into problems if you try and make them colorable. So we need to go down to canvas right there. So canvas, cargo, cargo, cargo chests, delete those. Then also the armchair stone, that one's not colorable. The hoof prints are not colorable. And then I think everything else is colorable. So we're done. That was fast, huh? So basically, all of these have to be listed with quotes and the file name with a comma in between them. And the way they're indented is just so you can easily read through this file. The colorable ones have to be tagged separately than just all the files that are being tagged. You don't have to add tags. You could skip this whole process, I believe, and you don't even need this file. But if you want them to be colorable, which is, I want to say, 50% of the point of doing this, of importing your own assets, is you're going to have to do this, and you're going to have to do this. Now, you can go through and add more tags. So, like, for instance, if we wanted to tag, all of them are being tagged right now as Vex. So I can easily search for Vex. I'm going to show you really quick how we could do another set of tags. So, instead of just Vex right here, we're going to do Vex, and then we're going to add another bracket, regular bracket, and you need a comma afterward. So we've got this space here. How about we do all the trees? We're going to tag them as tree. So all of these trees right here, I don't want to. So from here to here, we're going to copy, and we're going to paste. We're not going to tag them as tree. We're not going to tag them as Vex. We're going to tag them as tree. And then down here, we need to add comma tree quote. So now we have two tags within the Vex set. There's Vex, which tags them all, and tree, which just tags the trees. Now you could go through and you could do rocks, You could do light, you could do chair, you could do bushes, all that. But for now, I'm just going to show you how to do these. So we're going to save that file. We'll leave it open. We can close this though, and we can close this. And actually, now that we're done, we're going to delete this because we don't want it to be part of our pack. It might cause a problem. And we're going to start up Dungeondraft again. Okay, and I'm going to go into assets. And just to make sure everything's, copacetic, we're going to close everything so we don't have a bunch of extra assets open. Because the more you have open, the more memory you're using. And right now, I don't know why, but Dungeondraft doesn't handle lots of asset packs being open at once, which is unfortunate, but okay, so we're going to go, all the asset packs are closed right now. We're going to package custom assets. Remember this window from the beginning. This time we're going to browse, and by default, it's already got my Vex custom MTT assets, which is perfect. So we're going to select folder. But for example, if I went to my Dungeondraft assets, there's my example folder from the zip file. This is the one we want. Then you do select folder. So we're going to name it. We're going to call it Vex set. This is like version 1.4 at this point, I think. And author is me. And you can put whatever you want in here. I'm not going to distribute this, but, whatever. Put in my name. Package. Asset pack Vex set has been finished packing and moved to blah, blah, blah. That's where my assets are. Enable your pack in the assets window. Okay. So we're going to go to asset window. And Vex set is right there with my preview image that I did. And we're going to go okay. We're going to do new. And it's loading the default assets. Now it's loading my set. And everything's going good. There we go. Everything went good. So if I go to objects and I go, well, first of all, let's try the tree one. There should be one in here. Tree. So not only are these trees here, okay, maybe not. I would have thought my tree one would be there. Huh. Those aren't my trees. Those are somebody else. Those are like the default ones. I would have thought that my trees would show up there. Interesting. Maybe I didn't do those right. Uh-oh. Something happened that was wrong, because Vex... nothing's showing up in Vex. So, I did something wrong. I'm guessing it was adding that second tag. I did something wrong with the second tag. Vex set. I know it loaded the assets. Let's go, hold on. All. Let's see if we can scroll down and see some of those assets. See, they're here. They're just not tagged right. I did something wrong with the tagging. But we'll fix that in a minute. So these are ones I've already done. There's that barrel, cage. There's the little chest and the canvas. I'll have to actually import those other things later. So let's do some of the ones we recolored like this. Now, you'll notice it appears as it does, but if I go over here to color, uh-oh. Yeah, something got screwy in the, so nothing's recolorable right now. Okay, so we're going to fix that. That's always fun. Run into a problem and get to fix it. Okay, so we're going to go to assets. Going to turn that one off. Got it. Close. Discard. Okay, so obviously we screwed something up. Probably here. So I'm going to get rid of this extra tag. And I'll have to figure out how to do a second tag later. Oh, gotta delete everything. I thought I knew what I was doing, but obviously I didn't. I have to figure it out. So let's save that again. Got to go back and delete our Vex set. Okay, now Let's load Dungeondraft yet again. And we're going to go to menu, package, custom assets, browse. Yep. Vex set. This is still version 1.4 because 1.4 didn't work. We'll just put Vex here. Package. See, now that took way less time, which is what I'm used to. So I'm thinking it works. So, oh, I forgot to actually turn on. Hold on. Assets. Vex set. Accept. Yeah, I got it. New. It didn't. Hold on. You got to relaunch. Dungeondraft is a beta. Okay. Vex set. Accept. New. Okay. Now let's see if our Vex ones still aren't showing up. That's not good. Which means these probably aren't recolorable. Nope. Something's still not right. I did something wrong. Okay. Objects. Okay. Vex. Colorable. Something's weird. And I'm not sure what it is. Well, that's weird that there's a space there. That's the only thing. That's odd, but that shouldn't be a problem. Okay. Let's see. What did I screw up? Because obviously I screwed something up. Somewhere in here, I screwed something up. So let's see. I'm going to go view list. They're all PNGs, right? Yep. Okay. From 4 to 138, that would be 134, 135 items. So if I am off, I'm off by 1. Do I have an extra file in here? Oh my gosh. If I have 1 extra file out of 135, that is going to be annoying. I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording here while I check these files. I'm not going to make you sit through all this, and we'll see if I have an extra file or one missing or something like that. So just playing with me for a second. Okay, everybody, I'm back, and I just realized what my mistake was. I was rebuilding this whole file, and I realized what my mistake was. When I did the quote, I added the quote, and I added all the everything into this file. You'll notice I just have the file names. I don't have the texture slash objects. And the funny thing is to rebuild this, I went through and I renamed all the files, giving them a prefix of Vex. So at first I thought, oh no, I'm gonna have to redo all of this again. But actually, now that I think about it, I think there's a way I can quickly fix this. So once again, the mistake was I need this little bit in each and every one of these in front of the file name, like this. And actually, I renamed some of these completely differently, especially the Ruby ones. So I need to go through and make sure they're the same. Same name. If I'm gonna do this right. So let's see. This needs to be 7, 8. It's this one. So copy that like that. And because I got rid of some of the numbers on some of them. 4, 4, that's this one. I still want the vex. I'm going to add that into my file here in a second. It'll make doing this in the future easier. And then 4, 4, another 4, 4 ruby with an 03. Huh? Did I delete a file? If I did, oops. Because, hold on. How many of these are 2? Got an extra PNG in there too. Oh no, did I lose one? Oh, that's not good. Well, if it's one of these roof tiles, I don't ever use these. Shoot, I just deleted them without deleting them from over here. Which ones are they? All the 2-2 ones. I can get rid of those. I don't ever use those. Still, I'm missing one of my roofs, I think. One of the 4x4s. Could it be that one? No. Wait. Vex 12 4x4. I don't have a 12 4x4. Okay. So it's this one. So it should be 02, not 12. No. So it should be 03. So it should read Vex 03, yeah. And then, okay, let's go back to my list because they're easier to see that way. And then this one should be there. Now they've all got numbers in front of them. 01, 02, 03, 04, 01, 02, 03, 04. Yep. 6-1 is the next one. Yep. Okay. So I need to do a find and replace. And I got to remember how you do the replace in this one. Replace. There it is. Find what? No. Find anytime I do. No, not anytime I do a quote. Oh, shoot. Yeah, see, this is why I did it. And, okay, this should be all of them. Oops. Okay. Copy. I need regular notepad. Paste. Okay, now I want to. Okay, wait, hold on. Edit. Replace. Can I come back over here? Okay, good. Find what? Yep, that's right. Find those and replace it with all of that. Oh, with the space at the end. There we go. Yay. Okay. Okay. I'm pretty sure this was the problem. If not, I don't know what's going on. Okay. There we go. And then I need to replace all of these too. And once again, I have to go through and get out the ones that aren't colorable, which is, so the ones that start with canvas through cargo chest, and then the stone armchair, and then the hoof prints, and then we should be good. Okay. Colorable, Vex set. I'm wondering if I should risk it and try and do the tree thing, because I'm pretty sure I knew what I was doing earlier. Comma, tree. I'm pretty sure I knew what I was doing. So, where's our trees? Everything from here to here. Control C. Tree. Bracket. Bracket. Paste. Oh, I need a comma after this bracket, I believe. No, I'm like 99% sure this is going to work. But I can always come back and delete this stuff out. The tree stuff. But I'm pretty sure this is going to work. Okay. Let's go ahead and close Dungeondraft. Get us a fresh boot. Oops. Assets. Yeah, the Vex set is there, so I gotta relaunch. Hold on. Because you gotta... Just to be sure. I don't think deleting this matters, but deleting this one does matter. So... Here we go. Menu. Package custom assets. Browse for our folder. That's the right folder. Vex set. 1 point. We'll call this 1.5 because, you know, I did a lot of stuff to get this to work. Okay. Go to assets. Select the Vex set. Click new. It's loading all my assets. And oh, it's doing that thing. There we go. I don't know why it does that sometimes. Object tool. I should be able to come down here and click on tree. And my trees, yay, my trees are here. And look, already the color that's selected, everything's working. Woo! Can select whatever color I want. If I want a bright green chromish tree for, you know, maybe cyberpunk, it's like a blue tree. Make it bright blue. What? Okay, but we can also go to our Vex set and take a look at, let's look at some of these, like these things. Oh yeah, look at that. Now you can have blue steps. I mean, obviously you don't want blue steps, but you want like gray, or you want like, oh, that's not dark enough, so you make it darker. Come back over here. There, it's a little darker. Same for these. Oh, they're working. That's great. Those were the ones I was most worried about. These are looking good. Yep. Here's our tiles. And our stairs. We can make it, oh, that's not, make it bigger, smaller. Very, very nice. Now, our hoof prints shouldn't be recolored, but there you go, you got hoof prints. I'm going to look into making these into a path versus just being an object, because I think I can do that with these, or I can at least rework the image to make it work as a path, because that would be very cool to be able to like make them curve and stuff. So we got all of these assets working before, but they're still working. And then all my Are these the same house? Do I have two of the same, or are they actually different? Let's look. Click. No, they're different. They are different. Okay. They're just the same size, but different. Huh. I've never noticed that before, that I had two that were the same size, but just slightly different from each other. At least as far as those, the 4x4s. So, yeah. So we've got all of these assets. All are able to be recolored however you need them. And that's the idea. That is how you add your own custom assets. And you can do cool stuff with that once they're in Dungeondraft. And hey, it only took me 40 minutes minus the 20 to 25 minutes that I paused the video while I was troubleshooting and trying to figure out what I'd done wrong. And eventually I did. And if you didn't catch that, it's in your tagging file. It is super important that you have this part of the file structure from where your base folder is, so you go to textures and objects, because that's where those objects are located. Let me go to the actual folder so you can see. So this is the base folder that we created it from, then textures, then objects. So that's why you need textures slash objects slash, and then, the file name. And it is worth it when you're doing this, because of the method we use, to put a prefix in front of all your file names. That's why I went through during that break where I paused it and I put Vex in front of it, because if I was going to have to go through and add all those quote marks manually again, I was going to, I don't know, throw a fit. I don't know, but it's much easier to for now in the future, because this pack is just going to get bigger. I know, as I add more things that I want to be able to recolor. Hopefully in the future, um, Dungeondraft adds some more stability, and they make it so that you can have more asset packs open at once. Because I can see it being quite annoying if you have to like save, and I don't even know if you can save and then like and close an asset pack. Like if I save this file, let's go ahead and test it. We'll save this file. Test. And then we're gonna go to assets. Can I close an asset pack? Accept. Okay. Close Dungeondraft. Let's go to assets. Uncheck this one. Now let's see what happens if we open this test file. Okay, so they are there. I don't know if I can modify them though. Let me see. If I go to, I don't think our objects are. Oh, what the heck? Our Vex set is still here. So it loaded it. Okay, let's try that again. Close. Does it load them by default? If you okay, so it's not selected. It is not loaded. But if I open this, it's going to load. Yeah, see, it loads the Vex set. Yeah. So I don't know how you load, I mean, if you want lots and lots of assets from lots and lots of packs, and now I just locked it up or something. Yeah, it doesn't like me. Dungeondraft is a beta, everyone. It's not quite finished. But like I was saying, I hope they really do add some more stability to Dungeondraft, so that you can have. I want to be able to have 20 or 30 asset packs all loaded at once, maybe even more than that, because it'll make life a whole lot easier if you can use a lot of asset packs. On the other hand, eventually my own asset pack is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger as I add more things. If I go to mapping, this asset pack is just going to get bigger, because I'm probably going to add some patterns, or some paths. I mean, I don't know about patterns. I'm going to try and add that horseshoe or hoof print path into this path, so that it can be modified. I'm not sure about the paths. I know in that guide, it does talk about what you have to do for paths. Paths. Paths are long PNGs. Make sure the image loops/tiles left to right. It is ideal to have at least 1 pixel transparent gap at the top and bottom of the image to prevent float point artifacts. Place them in texture's path. Well, that is a good question. What way does our texture objects hoofprints, does it go left to right already? It does go from left to right. But it looks like I'm going to need to add a couple pixels, at least 1 or 2 pixels to the top. Or, well, what I could do is just do this. Just take this and then move it down. There's a reason I had it all the way up there, though. It's because you don't want things to be too regular. That lines up, but... okay, now we've got a couple... oh, no. Might as well have stuff... oops. Have a gap. Could not use... because there's no layers selected. Oh. I don't know how the layer got unselected, but okay. Let's see over here. Might as well, like I was saying, might as well have a gap. I know it only mentioned the top and the bottom, but we might as well have a gap all the way around. Again, how come the layer keeps getting unselected? Oh, because I keep unselecting it. Deselecting. That's why. I'm going to tell you right now, when it comes to computers, 999% of the time, it's user error. It's more than 100% of the time it's user error, because computers were invented by humans. So even if it is a computer error, a human invented it, so it's still human error. Okay, so this is a long PNG. I've got the gap all the way around. It does repeat. Yeah, let's go ahead and just save. Close. We're gonna go ahead. I got time. I got 15 minutes before this video is supposed to be over. We're gonna do it. Okay, so copy Vex footprints into paths. And it's supposed to be in texture/paths. I'm gonna copy this just so I have. And then we're gonna go into our file. Where did I close? I closed Notepad++. It's still open there. Okay. I don't think I have to tag it anyway. I'm wondering if I even want it in objects though. Probably. I'll leave this file as it is. I'm gonna go ahead and, like I said, I'm not sure if you have to delete that or not. And we're gonna delete that. And we're actually gonna go in here and get rid of our test file. And okay, Dungeondraft. Menu. Package custom assets. That folder. And Vex set. We're gonna call this 1.5. Vex package. Okay. Gonna turn it on. New. Okay. We want the path tool. If we're gonna test this right. I think those are our footprints right there. Yep. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now I gotta remember how you do. So far it's looking awesome. Shift. Oh my goodness. I can make them curve. I'm not sure what holding shift does though. Oh, okay. So, okay, so it allows you to curve it after you place it. That's what holding shift does. So I can do that. That is pretty dang cool. I got my hoof prints path tool and it didn't take any work. I already had it built the way it needed to be built, which is funny. How often does that happen? What is this tool? Blood trail. Oh, that's fun. I can have a lot of fun with that tool. Oh, it even links up at the end. That was cool. There's so many nice little things that I find about Dungeon Draft that are great. So, anyway, I think if you follow this guide, you can get at least colorable objects into Dungeon Draft. And now paths. I showed you two things. I plan on once I get it figured out. I plan on also covering some of these other types of assets, how to get them installed. I don't know about lights if I'm going to do lights, but maybe for now the lights in the default lighting serves my purpose. I mean, you can change the color and intensity and different light rings and stuff. I don't know about materials. I just showed you paths. I mean, that wasn't too hard. Don't know about patterns, whether I'm going to do any kind of patterns. Maybe. Portals. Oops, I just moved the portals into. Portals are doors and windows and things like that. I'm definitely going to mess around with that and get some of those in. Probably, I'm going to hopefully do, I think you can make them colorable. Maybe not. Maybe you block light. Don't block. Okay, because that's for windows. Because I'm definitely going to have some. There's a bunch of windows I want to import because, like, the only window that is this one that I know of. The only one that really looks like a window. I mean, I guess you could have like a barred window like this, um, which is like technically a door, but it looks kind of like I want. There's a bunch of windows that assets that I have that I've made myself, and also some ones from 2 Minute Tabletops that I want to add in. So I got to figure out how to add those in. I haven't figured those out. Do that in another video. And then there are the terrains, the 2 minute terrains I want to get added in as terrain, and I got to figure out how to do those. Um, the tile set stuff, the simple smart double tile set stuff, I have no idea what I'm doing there. I know I know they're in here and there's a bunch of stuff for tile sets. Um and that may be how I do the floors or the terrain. Um but basically I really like to get the dungeon tile from 2 Minute Tabletops in input as one of these tile sets. And then as far as the walls, I'm not sure. Um, I'd like to get the 2 Minute Tabletop ones working, in as walls as opposed to objects, but I'm not sure if that's possible. So that's something to look forward to in the future. Another video. So with the pass and everything, I still got done this video is less than an hour long. So, and I hope I stayed on topic most of the time. I'm sure I got a little off when I got lost there. Um, but I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was informative. See you later. Enjoy your map making.